shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling.
Yes, hello. Welcome to a special episode of Conversations with Lala on YouTube. Happy Friday for those in this side of the world. So, in this highly anticipated live stream, we have the honor of welcoming Ejnar Riis Hansen, a true trailblazer in the realms of communication, social media, and live streaming for the 50s and above content creators. Einar will be sharing his invaluable insights and strategies on how to establish a content creator business, even at the age of 50 and beyond. So, as we explore this fascinating topic, Einar will shed light on his own journey, providing practical advice, actionable tips, and inspiration to help you embark on your own path to success. So, whether you're an experienced content creator looking to take your business to a newer heights, or someone contemplating entering the digital world later in life, just like I have, this live stream is a must watch. Einar will delve into the power of social media, the art of engaging live streaming, and ways in which age can be an asset rather than a limitation in building an online brand. So join us as we uncover the keys to unlocking your full potential as a content creator, regardless of age. So tune in to Conversations with Lala for this episode 50 and Thriving, Building a Successful Content Creator Business. And so, without further ado, let's bring in our special guest for tonight. First time on Conversations with Lala, Einar. Hi, Einar.
Hi, are we ready to go?
All right. Yes, we are. So, how are you, Einar? So, let's tell everyone, where is Einar right now? From where are you broadcasting live right now?
Right now I'm in Denmark, in more or less the middle of the country, but on the island where the capital is located also. But I am in Denmark in a small city called Faxe.
Okay, there you go. So, guys, our guest is Einar, and he is in Denmark. Thus, the reason we are actually live streaming in a different time slot. So, normally I do my lives a little bit later in the day, right? But tonight, because we have a special guest who is in different time zone, so we come in earlier in the day. And of course, thank you so much, Miss Cello Cartagena for dropping by po. Mega love shout out. And of course, Sammy Pai. Hi everyone dropping by to say hi. Okay, to say hi really quick before heading home. Okay, take care, anak. Sammy Pai is my moderator daughter heading home from school today. All right, she has library work, so she's coming home a little bit late. All right, so Einar, let's talk a little bit about your own journey. Okay. And maybe because our topic is at 50, right? So we are assuming, we will not ask how young you are, but just, of course, within 50, the range of 50 above, right, Einar?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I started this beyond 50 years old.
Okay, there you go. Even beyond 50, guys, right?
Yes.
And so Einar, how did you what inspired you to actually start your content creation journey, beyond 50? What
Um,
triggered it?
I am in a network where we are helping old people or people more than 50. We should be a little careful of what we are saying here. But one day in 2020, I should buy a new camera we should use in the network. And when I have bought the camera and need to find out how to set it up correctly, then
Mm.
I looked on YouTube and find live streaming pros, and they have given me all the power to make this, and they have learned me so many things since 2020. So that is how it started. Beyond 50.
Okay, so from a simple task of you needed to buy a camera, right?
Yes,
And then you needed to know, okay, to learn how to actually use that camera. So you chanced upon YouTube and then live streaming pros, where actually, okay, I,
yes,
Mami
they
Lala,
were.
and Einar met, right?
Yes,
In
they were demonstrating the camera Canon
mm-mm.
M50 that day. I saw it,
Oh,
and
it's a
this was
Canon
the camera.
M50, the first one,
Yes,
the first
yes,
release.
that was the camera I have just bought at that time. So
Yes, that
therefore, I
was
started
one of
there.
it. It's still one of my cameras. I still use it for my overhead when I do my crafty shows. So it's
Yeah.
actually a very good and it's also good for vlogging, right?
Hmm.
Yes. So because it doesn't really lag when you like move, right? So that's one of the things that I actually like about that one. Yeah.
Yes,
Are you still
and
using
and
that camera right now?
what?
Are you still using the Canon M50?
No, it is a Sony A5100 at
Oh,
the moment.
you've changed. Okay, now you're a
Is it? No,
Sony
no.
guy.
It is because this is my camera. The other is for the network.
Ah,
It
it's
is
for
not.
the network. I got
Yes.
it. I got
Yeah.
it. Okay. So from there, and then you chanced upon live streaming pros. And then how did that turn into now? Okay, your business, which is actually doing content creation and at the same time helping, okay, people at a certain age, 50 and above, to start also their own, journey. How did that
Yes.
transpire from buying a camera for the network and then moving on to this one?
If you should understand this from the beginning, I need to tell a little story from
Mm.
the time before. In 1987 in Denmark, they were preparing a new TV station here, and I have always wanted to be a disc jockey and play music on the radio or make TV, but I have never had any courage or something to do this. But in 1987, my father one day came home from the school. He was a teacher at that time, and he says one of the teachers of the school was a new board member of what is called TV2 today, and they were looking for people to the newsroom, both behind and in front of the camera, and asked me if I want to try and do this, and I said no.
Oh,
And this has been one of my biggest mistake, I guess, until now, that I said no, because when they started up, it showed up to be with people who was not educated as journalists or other things. They just started the TV station up in '88. But I said no because I did not have the courage to do this. In 2020, just before the pandemic,
mhm.
I'm run across live streaming pros in May, I think it was, and in August I participated in what they call Leader Live every day in August, and this leader changed everything. If you have asked me in 2020 at the same time as now if I would do this, I would have said no and running screaming away.
All right. So it was something like you were really meant to do this. It just took more than a decade to actually find it, find the courage, right? And probably Einar, I think a lot of people would probably have the same issue, right? Courage. Maybe a lot of people actually want to do what we're doing right now, right? I am
Yes.
50, guys, right? So I am at that certain age as well, where who would have ever thought that at my age, I would become a content creator. Again, just like Einar, I also found live streaming pros. I joined Lida, and in that, Einar and I actually learned how to conquer our fears of going live. And when we've finally done that, then the rest is just, it's just a matter of learning how to do the rest slowly but surely, right, Einar?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So from there, when you realized that in 2020, okay, when you joined Lida, that, oh, this is something that I have actually should have started way back in 1987, but it took you more than a decade
Yeah.
to realize that, oh, I'm back at square one again. And now
Yes, but I
another
was
opportunity, all right, is in front of
mhm.
you. So what did you now decide when you were up?
I was I get unemployed in 2018, and could not find any job. And in 20, I decided to try something totally different. But at the same time, I need to apply for new jobs as I have done the last 2 years. But in February, in the end of February 2021, Denmark was hit by the first lockdown. And then it was time for to make the big change because it was difficult to apply for jobs. All the companies was closed, and who should you talk to? And everything was moving from meeting rooms and everything in companies to going on Zoom. And at that time,
Mm-hmm.
I did not know what Zoom was for something about Zoom, and I learned everything after this and try to get more and more educated, or what you will call it, in all this. But all I know about doing this is coming from live streaming pros. And as I said to Gloria one day, I cannot thank them enough for what they have done for me in this connection, because I have not been here today if I have not met them at that point. And now I'm back in everything is normal here again, and I am back in the network. And now I will try to make a company where I help people with new technology in general, and then I have a collaboration with another person, and a Dane from California, where we are trying to help especially people more than 50 years old, also as a
Wow.
company.
So many amazing things happening for Einar, right? So when you decided to accept the challenge and not be afraid anymore, right? You learned what you can. You joined Live Streaming Pros community as I did as well. And we continued learning how to actually do this thing called content creation and live streaming and all of these things, right? So, and then
Yes.
you eventually found Einar that you actually remember he you Einar shared that he actually lost or didn't find a job in 2018. Is
Yes.
it 2018? Yes. So from then on, he realized that for someone of a certain age, like in our case, 50 and above, it's actually harder to find a job. And that is not just specific to Denmark, Einar, because it's also the same thing here in the Philippines. If you're
Yes.
beyond 30 here, it's like, oh, you're too old. All right. So for mostly up, if you are at that level, the only thing you'd probably do is consultancy stuff like that because companies probably need to pay us more because of health insurance and stuff like that. So it's actually the same thing. So as we grow
Yes.
older, it's actually harder to be employable, so to speak, unless you are at the levels of, say, your CEO level or something like that, right? Or another
Oh,
option would be to do business, right? To do
yes.
business and be your own CEO, right, Einar? Right. And so,
But even the CEOs here are hit if they lose their job, and then they are more than 50. Even for them, it can be very difficult if it is not their own company or something to get back to
okay.
a job as CEO.
Yeah.
Then
So
they need to
everybody
start another place.
is expendable, right? So
Yeah,
that's why probably it's also nice to think of being an entrepreneur, being in your own boss. And this is actually the path that Einar has taken. And in his line of business, okay, it's actually called CS Live DK, which stands for Denmark, correct? But
yeah,
what
yes.
specifically, I know you mentioned this, fix it for seniors.
Fix it for seniors, and four
Yes.
is the number four. But fix it for seniors .com is very close to open, and it is the page Tony is making in California. And we will make
Mm.
the same page for me, but ending in DK, but it is not up and running yet. Only the com version is very close to open, and mine in, we hope, 14 days from now in the
Wow.
Danish version.
Oh, that's so exciting. So there's a launch coming up soon.
But there is on the fixitforseniors.com, there is a countdown timer at the moment for the second time because
Mhm.
we have a little problem. Like SpaceX, we have to go on hold for a minute and take a breath, and then we have to solve a little problem. Or Tony has a contact he needs to get
Oh,
a
that
solution from.
happens. That's
Yeah.
fine, right? So it's part of the learning process. But there is, okay, a launch for that Fix It for Seniors. So, guys, if you are in that age group, okay, say if you whether on replay or live, okay, kindly put it in the comment and say that we are part of your team and you're part of our tribe, right? Okay, so you
Yes.
mentioned about a possible collaboration with another content creator from California in the US, right? So how did
Yes.
this collaboration come about?
It started also in 2021, I think it was in April, in also in Lida. He was in Lida,
Mm-hmm.
and I met him there. And one day in the chat, in one of the live streams they were making from Live Streaming Pros, his name was there, and his name was Iversen, his last name, and it is a Danish name. So I write to him if he has something to do with Denmark, and then he told me the story about he moved to California many years ago, and he has been living the most of his life in California. But he is
Mm-hmm.
from Denmark, so it is a little
Oh, really? Tony
strange.
is?
So we call ourselves for two crazy Danes.
Really, Tony is from Denmark also originally?
He's originally from Denmark, also. Yes,
Oh, small world. What a
small
small
world.
world.
Yeah.
That is super great. Okay, so now that you are in this, okay, so probably we have people on replay or later on, or those who are watching actually right now. It's okay. You can, ask questions, and hopefully, Einar or I can actually answer them or engage with you. Okay, so Einar, so are there certain like I'm 50, right? If I want to be a content creator, what are the things that I need to know so I can do this? Or I can be more employable still, okay, by knowing certain tech stuff. Like I think that's what you do for Fix It for Seniors, right? So
Yes.
what can somebody who is like at my age first and foremost do to start if they want to
But
become a content creator?
it is the same as live streaming posts always talking about. You only need this for starting up. Then you can do everything on the net live. Your mobile phone is a key for getting started, and there is no reason for not doing it. It is very exciting, and you learn very much by doing it. And then you can start to buy cameras and mixers and what you think you need. But the telephone is enough from the start.
Wow. Really? Just a phone? Okay, guys, see? Are you mind blown about that? Right? Just a phone. Okay, imagine that. Okay, you can do the math. Okay, how? Really? Just a phone? Yes. Okay, all we need is just a phone. Okay, and
Yeah.
then from the phone, maybe try to study your phone, right? How your, what do you call that? The different things that your phone can do, because whether you're an Android user or you're on an iPhone, they
Yeah.
both can be used to actually do content, right? So Einar, okay, let's show them first. If you want to follow Einar and his journey, okay, and you have questions, these are his socials, all right? It's also listed on the description down below. Okay, so he's on Instagram at AJ Naris. Okay, NARRIIS_CSL. On YouTube, it's at CS Live DK, and on Facebook, CS Live Streaming, and LinkedIn, it's CS Live. Of course, if you want to support, okay, what Einar is doing to help out seniors, learn tech or be content creators, head on to Patreon. Okay, and his channel or his account is livestream_communication, or you can even buy him a coffee, and his name is CS Live. There you go. So I know that so now that we have a phone, Einar. So if I'm okay, I have my phone, Einar. Okay, so I want to. They ask me, what do you are you on Facebook? Are you on YouTube? Are you on any platform? I don't even know how to do that. Okay, so what's the next thing that they need to do?
Well, on Facebook, it is very easy because there is a camera that you can press, and before you know it, if you press one time too much, then you are online and broadcasting live. It is a little more difficult if you want to broadcast live on YouTube because there is some conditions you have to meet if you want to use YouTube. But there is a little workaround with this. There is an app, and I know it is available for iPhone. I don't know about Android,
Mm-hmm.
but it is called Live Now. And if you pay $2, I think it is, every month, then it is very usable. It can be used, and you can broadcast directly on YouTube with this app
Oh,
without meeting the conditions from YouTube.
all right. So there are certain things that you also need to like know in each of the platforms, right? So Einar, do you actually, let's say I want to be on Facebook or I want to start a YouTube channel. So do you have videos, or how can they ask you? Okay, so from all the platforms that I mentioned a while back, so where or which one do they use to try to reach out to you, if
They can
ever?
reach out to me. Right now, it is on CS Live, where it is about all this, and where I'm making videos and lives also. And at the moment, I make some. live streamings I call live every day in May because we have just been through one more leader, number 5 for me, and
Yes, number 5.
to
Yoo-hoo.
to not stop all this and continue. I decided with some other people from Leader, and we say we continue one more month, and we are in the middle of all this now, and
Yes.
make
So
streams.
yeah, so now it's May 25th. So were you able to already do your May 25th episode?
It will be out before
Oh yeah, because
midnight
we're
in Denmark.
ahead,
Yes.
guys. So we're in the future. The future for us looks a little bit stormy. We actually have a storm coming in the Philippines. So actually, first let's say hi to Enda Trading. Enda, hi. Okay, up to now, Enda Trading, I don't know your first name. I hope that you would give me your first name so I can actually say hi to you and not just your channel name every time you come in. It's very supportive, not just me but everybody in our community. He tries to jump in into our lives every now and then. He's actually from Ireland, but he's now, I think, I don't know, I might be mistaken if still he is still in Malaysia, but I know that he is visiting there. But he is actually and the trading, and he's from Ireland. Thank you so much for dropping by. All right. So, what have you been talking about in live every day in May? So, as you said, several of us from LIDA this year, after our LIDA ended in April 30, you decided to continue on and do live every day in May, right? So, what what encouraged you to actually do it, and what content can they expect or watch on replay for your live everyday in May and moving forward?
Yes, I am not capable of doing everything like they try. They are doing it in live streaming posts. But since the 1st of May, I have tried to make videos about every day, starting still with the telephone, and then put everything on external microphones, mixers, and what I'm using in my setup. And I am more or less finished with this because I have made a stream about the light, and that is the last I have done. And if there is something, and I don't know what to make, then I have called it like they do in Lila. We take a break and make a check-in and just make a video to telling what if there is anything new or you have something to say or something like this. But a very short stream
Oh,
and only this. But this is what I have done here in May, and the last
mm,
few days I have been making videos about Fix It for Seniors and
okay.
how we get need to get on hold the other day because technical problem, and everybody will experience this. You
Mm,
can start a countdown and say we start tomorrow. But
okay.
like I said before, like SpaceX, you
Yeah,
have
so
to
that's nice.
sometime
That's nice,
hold.
Einar, right? So you have actually started May live, going live every day in May to actually showcase to the people, specifically your audience, right? So
Yeah, what I
people of
used.
50 above, that you can actually go live. So when I say you can go live with your phone, this is how you do it. So live in May, going live every day in May, you actually show people how that you can actually go live with just your phone. Okay, together
Yes,
with
and
all the kinks and everything else that has happened together with live streaming on the phone. But as you said, that is actually really fine. Okay, so Enda says, oh, your first name is really Enda. Okay, so I thought Enda was the name of just your channel, but it's actually your name. Oh, you're still in Bali. All right. So, how to be you? How is Bali right now? How I wish we could be in Bali with you, and hopefully in the future we could do a meetup. Okay. Do you know that Victor is coming over to the Philippines in November? He
no.
decided to finally say, okay, I'm going. All right, I'll tour you around. I'll be your personal tour guide. Just make it happen. So, okay, that's something that we could look forward to in November. So, imagine Victor and I actually going around the Philippines. Okay, we will paint the whole, at least Luzon. We'll see where we get, how we get there. Okay, so do you think, Einar, for those who are, still struggling with the nerves, the doubts, the fears of actually having a even having a Facebook page, or more so going live, right? So how does one overcome that? Okay, as you said, you can start using your phone, but before you can actually start using your phone, how were you able to overcome that? I don't have enough knowledge yet. I don't have enough
Uh,
tech. I think I don't have the confidence yet. I think I will have to be 80 years old before I do this. Right? So, what is your advice, and how did you personally actually, and I'll share mine, okay? But first you.
Yes, it is very simple because they are telling us that you have to go live, but the first time I should do this in the first leader, I have never looked and so much time on a button without pressing it, and it took me so long time. So the best advice is don't look at this button, only press it.
Ah, that's nice. Don't look at the button. All right, so that's a nice thing. Don't look at the button. And Master Red SP, mega love shout out. Hello, good evening po. And thank you for sharing, Master Red. Ayan, maraming salamat po, Master Red, for dropping by. Okay, so Master Red, ang topic namin ay para sa mga katulad kong 50 and above. So there you go. So I was just telling Master Red what our topic is. So Einar, for me, okay, my inspiration and the one that really got me started in content creation was really my daughter. Okay, Sammy Pai, my moderator daughter, who you often see in the chat, was
Yeah.
actually the very first content creator in our family at age 7. And at age 7, that time, there was no protection yet for kids. So being a Filipino, hello there, our dear Marcus. Thank you for dropping by and being here in the chat. All right.
Hi,
So,
Marcus.
wow, Marcus, thank you. My goodness, Marcus, 19 months of membership. Yes, since I met Marcus, he jumped onto my membership and he has never left. Thank you so much, Marcus, for the support. Of course, Marcus is also quite, close to Einar because they are basically very near each other, right? In terms of location, right?
Yes.
Yes, all right. So basically, there was, as I was saying, there was no protection yet for kids. So, sad to say, my daughter was bullied that time. So she stopped content creation. But at that time, before she actually stopped, I already started Mommy Guide Inc. Okay, and she was also the one who gave me that name because she said, "Mom, you like guiding people, you like helping people learn this and that. So, I think your channel should be Mommy Guiding." But my mistake there was I thought buying the most expensive camera, the most expensive computer, doing this, doing that would make me a great content creator. But then, guys, you need to know how to use them, which I didn't know how. I didn't even have a Facebook page. I didn't have a Facebook account at 2009, right? So that stopped. And then fast forward to the pandemic, I chanced upon my daughter's videos. For some weird reason, it was recommended to me. I saw her video. Guess how many views her videos had, Einar? You will not
I
believe.
it is many. It sounds like many.
500,000 views
Okay.
on most of them. And it even said that this was monetized, this was given either money or product for whatever in making this video, which we never did. So I said, huh, so you actually can earn from this? Right? So I said, and then I looked it up that there is actually, and it can actually be a way, to have passive income. So I
Mhm.
said, okay, that got me to thinking. And since I didn't have anything to do because we're all locked down, so I started my content creation. Guys, I don't know many things. And my friends in our community. Okay, Einar, Marcus knows that. So every time I have an issue on tech, I ask them because I am really, not into it. But I am one thing that I do want. I hope that those who are at the age of 50 or more, Einar, right, that you never stop trying to learn. And that's something that I have the passion for, and that's learning. And slowly, 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 Marcus has been helping me with the script lately. I asked Marcus, can I have a few moments of your time and teach me the script? So we just haven't had the chance to actually create another schedule for it, but we will. So thank you, Marcus. So Einar, okay, so what can you tell now those who have the same issue as I had? No tech knowledge, and then scared. So what do they do?
They just do it. That is what I learned, how I learned it the hard way, by taking this challenge where we should go live every day and even solve a problem or do a video someone else tells you to do, and what to do. You don't have any influence on this, and you learn so much about this. And one more thing was thinking about before, this has nothing to do with the age, because the funny thing about all this is, um, I have not said that I'm more than 50, but in 2 months I will be 60 years old. And I still feel like I'm 25 or something like this. It is
Oh,
a
we're the
little strange.
same, Einar. I think I'm just 22. Except when
You
I
cannot.
try to climb the stairs.
Yes, but yes, that's the problem. You don't feel in your mind that you are getting older, but yes,
Hmm.
when you are climbing the stairs, it is another problem.
Exactly. But don't worry, because you can actually do content creation just sitting down or standing up.
Yes, you can sit down and make this, and don't. It does not hurt anywhere. So that is one of the good things about this. You can do many things if you have a computer and internet connection. You don't need so much more, and your telephone with
Yes.
the camera. Yeah.
Oh, I agree, Aina, right? So content on okay, I'll try to be serious. Having all right, it's really true, right? So content creation is actually a great equalizer. So
Yes.
whether what wherever you are in the world, I'm a Filipino. I'm from the Philippines. Einar is from Denmark. Both of us, English is not our first language. It's not our native language. But how are we able to do this? Okay, let me ask about that, Einar. Are you in your content creation? What do you use? English or Is it how do you call the language for Denmark? Danish? No.
Yeah, Danish. Yes.
The language? No.
Yes, it's Danish. Yeah.
All right. So, what do you
Very simple.
use when you actually do your content or your lives?
I use English almost all the time. Sometimes I make a double live if I think I should explain something more. So the Danish in Danish, because I can explain it in a better way and with other words, and then I will do it in Danish. But the most of the time at the moment it is in English. But in the future it will be a little more both in Danish and in English, and it will be from the same channel, because I don't want to have more than one YouTube channel. So it is a balance how to do this, and I'm still thinking about this because
Mm-hmm.
I read,
Yes.
I write every time if I made or have made a video where I'm speaking Danish. I write it in the description so people know it.
And probably we can do like a subtitle or a captions,
Yes,
right? When we
but
do so.
I do this if I make it in English, then everybody can make these subtitles on YouTube if they make the correct settings for the subtitles. But in Danish, when I'm making a Danish video and I try to make the same, I get the message that YouTube don't know anything about what I'm talking about. Danish
Okay.
is a little
So
language.
yeah, so thank you,
Yeah.
Einar. So I agree with Einar, right? So sometimes just like me, okay, so I try to mix it up. So if I normally I actually do speak English in most of my live streams for the reason that if ever there are those who actually by chance got to see our my channel that they can hopefully understand, but because actually most Filipinos, I think more than 90% Filipinos actually speak English. But one thing that I think a lot of content creators are wary about when, as Filipinos is and you know that of me as well, Einar and Marcus, because when I first joined Lida, I was very, very conscious about my Filipino accent, my Filipino English accent, right? But then I learned eventually, guys. So this is my advice to Filipino content creators. It's okay to speak in English. It's okay if you do have a Filipino accent that we talk or speak English a different way. It sounds a different way. Einar's also okay has a little bit of a different accent than us, right? Because he's also Danish, so it combines. But one thing I tell you is that the international community don't really care about our accent as long as they can understand us. That's fine. So
Yes.
sometimes we are more critical of our own, accent or, how we sound like, but actually people don't really care. As long as they can understand you, even if it's just phrases or something, that's absolutely fine. So if that is stopping you, language is stopping you from actually doing content, then I highly, encourage you not to do so. Look at Einar, look at
No.
Mommy Lala, look at Marcus. Our English or whatever it is not the same, right? So in terms of how we actually deliver, okay, but as long as people can understand us, that's fine, right,
Yes.
Einar?
Yes, and in Denmark we are so lucky that everybody here more or less are speaking English in some way. Some say somebody better than others, but they start already in the third grade in the school learning English here now. So it is not a problem when you are in Denmark. English, then you can make your day also as a foreigner. But I also speak a lot of Spanish, but I can not and will not make this in Spanish because so good it isn't.
Okay. So guys, okay, so language barrier, none. It's okay. You can speak your own native language. You can speak English. If you see somebody in the chat who's, probably from your native country, then speak your native tongue. Okay. So speak your own language, say hi to them, and that's fine because people know that eventually you can transition to English where more people could probably resonate with. There you go. See, we love Marcus, so that's why he's very supportive of everybody. We love your accent. Okay. Do you think thank you so much, Marcus? And that's also one advice I think, Einar, that we can give, right? For people of a certain age like us, right? Having a great community support, right? Is also a
Yes,
great thing. Okay, so
and we have experienced this, and this is what is very hard to create because we have experienced all this during live streaming pros, but making this yourself is very hard. It is hard work, and I think they have made such a good job and with the community, and this is only a dream because it looks like more or less impossible to make something like it.
okay, right. So don't be afraid to reach out, to
No,
look for help, ask for help. What's the worst thing that can happen? They don't reply. They say no. But what's the best thing? They actually go ahead and collaborate with you or help you out. Right. So
yes,
if that's another thing that's keeping you from actually, being a content creator at age 50 or above, then don't. Okay, because you can easily, okay, maybe then the only problem would be if you don't know how to reach, because maybe you don't know how to write an email, how to, how to get hold of an email. So all of those basic things, Einar knows that many people of our age might probably be struggling, especially if in their line of work in the past they didn't really have like they didn't really need to use those technology. But don't worry, because Einar, okay, here is all his, okay, social media links. He's on Instagram, he's also on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and also if you want to support him on Patreon and buy me a coffee, you can reach out to him and ask him for help. All right. So Einar would be more than happy to actually communicate with you and talk to you about it. Okay. So Einar, moving forward. Okay. So what are the plans? Okay, so I know you mentioned already about
Yeah.
Fix It for Seniors. Okay, so what's up for your channel in the coming months? It's almost
Yes,
Christmas.
yeah, I hope I can continue with doing a live a minimum one time every week after this little made channels I have made for myself to go live every day with something. But I want to continue doing something at least one day every week. And my next step in this is to make it so everybody knows when I'm doing it, so I can make a plan and I can uh, put out the time of the stream. I don't do this now. I'm working when I have the time to do it, and I
Mm.
stream when I have the time to do it. So nobody knows anything in advance. But that will be my next step, is to make a video or a live and then announce it in advance.
Yeah, that's a nice advice. That's a nice tip, right? So to actually prepare or do a more consistent time slot. Okay, if and when you've actually started to do that, and then inform people by actually posting and sharing. Hopefully, you
Yes.
have also those social media platforms already. You're there so that you can share it as well, right, Einar?
But if people have not worked with this before and with the people from all around the world, then they should try it. The time zones are very tricky because because if me and Marcus and you, for example, and Tony from California, we need to be on the same stream. This will be a little awkward time if we should be on the same stream. For some of us, it would be inconvenient. I think
Yes.
you can say, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. Collaborations and all is actually very nice and very exciting and very engaging.
yes,
But there is also that problem with the time zone differences. So I
yes.
often my reminder is Marcus. Marcus, can you send me a message if it's time for SA? Because so I don't miss it. Because it's like one time, Einar, I was telling you, we had SA, right? Every Tuesdays and Thursdays before, right? In the old format.
Yeah.
And then I would go into the Zoom and said, why am I the only one here? Anybody home? And then I'd realize that, oh, it's Tuesday, their time, but it's Wednesday, my time, right? So I was actually
Yes,
ahead. Or sometimes I'm behind. So it's like, it's actually very confusing a bit, right? But
yes, because the Tony is 9 hours behind me, and you are 8 hours, I think, ahead of
ahead.
me. And it's a crossing. Then we only need Australia and New Zealand. Then it is very complicated.
Yes, but actually, Ina was correct. We were supposed to go live at 5 because that was our agreed upon schedule. But for the life of me, I don't know why I scheduled the live stream at 6. So he was, Lala, are we starting in an hour? No, we're starting in 2 hours. And then Calendly reminded me, you're starting. Oh, so Einer was correct. All right. So, but these things do happen, guys. And that's fine. Have you tried a calendar? Actually,
Yes, we have
Marcus.
tried a calendar, Marcus. We have several of these. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, but the Marcus notification is better. Just kidding, Marcus, because it's always on point and always there. All right, so kidding aside, Einar. Okay, so you mentioned about, okay, so for people of a certain age, 50 and above, and you want to do content creator creation and probably use it as a platform to actually make yourself more marketable in the workplace or start your own business. Okay, you mentioned that just start with a camera, right? And then
Yes.
after that, you did mention about just start. Don't look at that red button and just hit that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and then join a community, right? And now, other than that, okay, are there any resources, courses, or programs that you can recommend for older individuals like me interested in learning about, content creation?
Yes, but it is a little difficult. You know this because you are also using Apple products. We are using eCam for making this, and if you use Windows computers, we have OBS. It is a free program you can use if you want that. But there is many possibilities. There is online services like Restream, and StreamYard is also much used. But there is some limitations in the online version. So that is depending on what you are doing or what you are trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just start. I think at the end,
Just start, yes.
just start.
Because on your telephone you don't have all these problems. You can just start broadcasting from the telephone. And the
Guys,
first thing I think is necessary if you are only using your telephone is
mm-hmm.
to try to get better audio. And this is not so expensive in connection with an iPhone,
Okay.
for example, or an Android.
Okay. And if you have other questions, don't forget to actually go to Einar's different social media platforms. He's on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. All right. And don't forget to subscribe if you find value in this, which I am sure you will. Einar, this has been a very wonderful episode, and I thank you because this is something that maybe not many people actually talk about because they think that probably content creation is just for the young, right? But it's also for the young at heart, just like
Yes,
us,
it is
right?
for everybody, I think.
Yes, indeed. It's also for, yes, Sammy is actually saying hi to Marcus. So don't lose hope, right? So if tech is your issue, look at me. I am the farthest person who would ever think that I know tech. I do not. But I am here and I'm able to do this, right? And
Hmm.
Einar, okay, is almost 60, you mentioned, right? But look, he
Yes.
looks so young and he's so techy, right? So no matter what it is that you feel has been stopping you, right? Don't. Okay, just try and I said, and probably Marcus. Let's borrow Marcus' favorite, the title of his opening song on his live stream. Let's go. Right? Let's go. We love
Yeah.
that. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head on also to Marcus's shop's live stream. We will be there in a little bit. Okay. See you at 4 a.m. Philippine time on his channel if you are awake early. All right. So Einar, thank you so so much. Okay. For the
Yes.
last time, invite them over.
If you have any tech problems, yes, then just watch out for fixitforseniors.com. In the last, in the next 2 or 3 days, we should be ready. We hope it will be tomorrow. And our new motto for this is we only answer stupid questions. So just bring them in.
All right, exactly. Just bring them in. Thank you so much, Einar. Thank you so much. Yes, Marcus, let's go. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us in the live and in the chat for being here with us. And we hope to see you again next week for another Conversations with Lala. By the way, for the last time, Einar, I just want to invite them over to an event that I'm going to be having. Okay, on Saturday, it's called the Practical Color Management Seminar. So for those who actually, what do you call this, reserve their slots. So see you on the 27th of May, 9 a.m. And we're going to do a plant tour as well. And with that, thank you so. Yes, Einar.
I say this is a really difficult one for you because I am little colorblind.
You are a colorblind.
A
Really?
little red green, yes. But yeah.
Okay, because it's actually, but don't worry, Einar, because there's a possibility that I might be live streaming that, a live event. So watch out for it. Right? So again,
Yes.
thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ate Margie, for being here and for sharing. And see you again next week for another episode of Conversations with Lala. Bye!
Bye bye.
Happy Friday! Okay, hold on. Thank you so much for joining us again today, and I hope to see you again next week for another episode of Conversations with Lala. Have a great weekend. Bye!